of the big stories of the week was the appearance of President Cyril Ramaphosa at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. After he concluded his 2 days of testimony, the president said the inquiry represented a watershed moment, that he was confident that the country would not see another state capture as lessons have been learned. During his testimony, Ramaphosa pleaded ignorance to most of the allegations of wrongdoing that took place while he was the country's deputy president. Joining us now to discuss this further, we're joined by political analyst Xolani Dube. Xolani, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the Weekend Report. A lot of explosive testimony coming out of what President Cyril Ramaphosa had to say, and some really arguing that Ramaphosa's silences on the state capture and security cluster abuses may have been more important than what he actually had to say in response. What did you make of what the president spoke of?
I think he completed his script that they scripted around the so-called the state capture, because nothing really was amazing out of it, except that one can say he managed to cement and solidify his power in our country. And so I don't think that the state capture really was meant to unearth the truth, and the state capture was meant to allow us South African citizens to understand the extent of fraud that is in our country. But I think the state capture was weaponized, and the state capture was designed to reach or to achieve a particular objective, of which indeed, if you look, it managed to achieve what it wanted to achieve.
Some have argued that while President Cyril Ramaphosa should shoulder some blame for what occurred under his watch during Zuma's presidency, his decision not to resign during that time and essentially lay low was essential in putting the brakes on Project State Capture. What do you make of that?
I don't think that really Cyril was really concerned about the state capture. As I've said, they had an objective of to become the president of the country, so that he can take power from the ANC, as well he can take power from us ordinary citizens, and make a so-called the business sector in our country and his office to be one of the super office when it comes to governing our country. Because, you know, things in politics, they don't happen just as mere coincidence, but they happen through planning. They happen as a construction of those who are in power in that particular time. And so here, everything that you see, it was choreographed. You know, as I said, the objective of the state capture, it was to put Jacob Zuma behind bars. But it never happened the way they were intended to do it. But at the end of the day, it happened. And also for him to solidify his power. Look where the power of the country currently is in his office. And also look who were rewarded post the Nasrec is the business people. And so our country currently is under the dictatorship of his office, as well as of the business sector. And so the state capture also put Jacob Zuma behind bars. That's why I'm saying Cyril was is a very patient and is a very how can I put it, strategic leader who knows what to do and who knows what he wants. And so we have to expect more from him, because he's the one who's got the script. The ANC do not have the script. As a South African citizen, we don't have the script. And so that's why even the journalists now, they don't understand what is happening with the man. You know, we have seen it, that they think that he has betrayed them, you know, but he is showing his true colors. He is a hangman who has been hiding in plain sight, or is a hangman hiding in plain sight.
As you describe how this was all staged and the choreography that took place, would you then say that one had imagined that some sort of impact would have been felt for the manner which President Cyril Ramaphosa would now be received by some of his colleagues in the manner in which he spoke of them and made mention of them, but being very strategic, not to overspeak when asked important questions about the roles of some of the colleagues that he works with. But what was quite clear was the distance that he wanted to create between himself and former President Jacob Zuma.
Cyril's got no colleagues. They must not fool themselves. They are not his comrades. And unfortunately, is that the current people who think that are his comrades are just cowards. Who want to protect their livelihoods. And so, as I'm saying, the only person who's got a script and an agenda of what is supposed to happen in this country is him and his business people who are his clique now. And so one can say we moved, inverted commas, from the Gupta capture, and now we are in the so-called minerals energy complex or / the white monopoly capital capture. And that is the reality. And we have to start and have that discourse to say, how do we free ourselves from this current capture? Because we have been captured. There is all the evidence is out there that South Africa now has been captured by another group of business people. The discourse is, how, as ordinary citizens, can we free ourselves? Those people who claim that they are with Cyril, trust me, they know deep down that they are not with him because they don't even understand this man. They don't have a background with him. A person who's not even having a background with Zizi or even with Mbalula, and who's not having even a background with anyone else in the NEC of the ANC. He is a strange person in the ANC. He's someone that we all know that he was not groomed, he was not mentored in the ANC, but he used the ANC to further his objective. And so, you know it very well. This person has been sitting in the wings for the past 20 years. He has gave the ANC the rope to hang itself for the past 20 years. And he has been shortening this rope. Today, we can see that he is strangulating the ANC. But unfortunately, he also strangulates us, ordinary citizens, because whatever that he's doing, I can assure you, is not in the interest of the South African natives, is not in the interest of those who were historically dispossessed and condemned by apartheid and colonialism.
What about then the commitments that he made at state capture? He was asked a lot of questions. Some of them he didn't answer, and really just strategically going around the actual question, making commitments to what he plans to do for the country in terms of ensuring that he works his way so corruption is eradicated from the system, and that South Africa operates in the manner that it should be, benefiting the people of its country.
What he said on the first day of the commission, I was delivering a memorial lecture of the Marikana massacre. Mm-hmm. That's where I met the true Cyril in that hall, when I see those videos, and when I see the sadness. And so this is the person publicly. He used the platform of Mama Winnie Mandela when the nation was crying. And he told us lies. He promised things that even today he has not fulfilled that. He will simply do a gesture by going and apologize to the Marikana widows or to the Marikana people who were at the receiving end of that email that he sent to the lawmen. And so if we have a president who can go to KwaZulu-Natal, not visit a single family that was at the receiving end of the Phoenix native cleansing that happened there, what can we expect? What can we expect from such a president who is so heartless, who cannot simply give compassion and comforting to people that he claims to be the leader of them. And so we are dealing with this person who has nothing to do with us as South African citizens, who has his own personal mission. And that mission, as I'm saying, we need to be scared because we don't know what it is. And even the ANC that put him into power, they don't know what the agenda of Cyril is all about. But what we know, he is a hangman that has been hiding in plain sight.
Very well. Some very strong sentiments there coming out of political analyst Xolani Dube. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for your input. Of course, just weighing in on the 2 days of testimony that we saw at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry as President Cyril Ramaphosa was in the hot seat answering to some really tough questions. The perspective there of one political analyst also weighing in on the impact of Marikana and the perceptions around President Cyril Ramaphosa's reaction to that tragedy.